Welcome to Green Bay South. Hello, Dolphins fans, and welcome to Finn's Temporal Focus. I know, I am out of sorts again, behind on everything again, but it's okay. Unfortunately, I have a job, have a family, and can't do this full time. So I just get to come on here when I can and talk about things that are going on. But of course, the big news, Jeff Hafley, defensive coordinator, Green Bay Packers, is the new head coach for the Miami Dolphins. And I took some notes. I listened to what they were saying around the league and kind of looked up, defensive backs coach for the most part, coming up, done for San Francisco, different ones, head coach, BC, Boston College, for 3 years. I looked up all these things, and of course, since he's got the job, a lot of people have come out and praised him and said that the Dolphins should be excited about playing for this guy. Richard Sherman came out and talked about how much he appreciated his preparation and all those things. A lot of people talking about how simplified he makes everything. And, coming from Mike McDaniel, who all we ever heard about, at least on the offensive side of the ball, and we'll have to look into that and see who he brings in as offensive coordinator. Obviously, he's probably going to be more hands-on with the defense, coming from being a defensive coordinator, obviously. Yeah. But we've heard for so long how difficult the playbook was in Miami and how hard it was to interpret. And even our backup quarterbacks still have issues running the scheme. And I have talked breathlessly about, hey, bring it down so people, understand some of it. You got to simplify some stuff. You can have some difficult stuff, but simplify some stuff. Keep it basics, And a lot of talk about that with Hafley, that he simplifies things for his players. He's a very hands-on coach. Talks softly, carries a big stick, has been used around him a lot. So he is a guy that holds people accountable, and very, again, hands-on, and is a disciplinarian as far as that, going from what I have heard. The players love playing for this guy. You listen to, like I said, Richard Sherman, Micah Parsons in Green Bay. It's already talked that, hey, he's going to be missed there. And I know a lot of fans, Dolphins fans, not real happy about this signing. Here we are, another first-time head coach. I was one of them. I would rather have gotten a seasoned head coach. Now, it's worked for a lot of different head coaches. John Harbaugh's first head coaching job, Baltimore. Mike Tomlin was a first-time head coach in Pittsburgh. It's worked for a lot of these teams. It just seems like Miami hasn't been able to find the right one. I don't know if we have this time. But that being said, I wrote down a lot of stuff, thought about, hey, we'll go over how he done as a head coach in college. He was a defensive backs coach for several different teams. Of course, defensive coordinator in Green Bay. And really what it boils down to, even with these notes, is that It doesn't matter. All that matters is what he does going forward. So he has to be given a chance. And I've said before, I want to see the process. I want to see the process for Sullivan and Hafley. We're becoming Green Bay, which is not a bad thing. Green Bay has built solid teams, and they are coming from that bloodline. What they have done in Green Bay for, 2 decades? Maybe 3? I'm not saying that he's going to be the greatest thing ever. I'm also not going to say that he's going to be the worst thing ever. But he has to be given a chance. We wanted Mike McDaniel gone. He's gone. This is our future. Let's see what he can do. They say he is a player's coach, but he is more of a hard-nosed style coach, which I think will be good for this team. But a lot comes down to who's he going to bring in as offensive coordinator. Is he going to have a defensive coordinator, or is it just going to be more his show on defense? Let the offensive coordinator cover the offense. Who we bringing in on special teams? All these things. And then you have to look at the process of the roster itself. All this is yet to be seen. So everything he's done, defensive coordinator, head coach in Boston, all those things, it doesn't matter. What matters is what he does right now. Now, I've already said 2026 season, I think, is a wash. I think our ceiling is probably 5 wins, and I'm expecting 3 to 5 wins in the 2026 season. Now, if we go above that, then hats off, and Jeff Hafley has done his job, at least early on. We still have to get our quarterback, and I'm going to go over a few names that I think will be okay. I'm not saying they will be okay, but I think they will be. Quarterback is not one of them at all. If anybody, maybe Quinn Ewers, may be safe, but don't know that for a fact. Quinn Ewers may be safe. I think our running backs are safe. I think Achane, Wright, and Gordon, of the 3, Wright may be the odd man out. And I know we're going, I'm just saying, off the top of my head, these are the things I'm going to be looking at. Wide receiver, obviously Waddle, and I think maybe Malik Washington could be safe. Other than that, I don't know. I don't think there's a single tight end that's safe. Offensive line, I think Patrick Paul, Aaron Brewer, and that is about it. I don't think anybody else is safe on the offensive line. Defensive line, I think Chop Robinson's going to be okay. Zach Sealer, Kenneth Grant, probably Zeke Biggers is going to be okay. And that's about it. And at linebacker, maybe Jordan Brooks. Hopefully Jordan Brooks comes back. He's an amazing linebacker. Led the league in tackles this year. And then you have the defensive backs, which that is Hafley's bread and butter. And I don't think anybody on this team is safe at corner or safety. So that's kind of what we're looking at. And then, of course, you have special teams, but we'll get into all that later. I just thought right off the top of my head, instantly, when he gets there, I think those are the few pieces that he will try to make work and then start building around that. That is my opinion only. Opinion only. But we'll get into a lot more. I just wanted to come on. Guys, leave a comment. Let me know how you feel. I know a lot of Dolphins fans not happy about the hiring. He's definitely not my first choice as far as that. Honestly, the offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks was probably my number one. Never really got a shot. I was interested in, of course, Chris Shula. That would have been a nice thing, but I get it. You go with your roots. Eric Sullivan is your GM. He is going to bring in what he knows. And Jeff Hafley is someone he knows, and he is very well respected, not just in Green Bay, but it really seems like he is respected around the league. And that's why none of that other stuff, Boston College, does not matter. Defensive coordinator for the Packers doesn't even matter. It starts now for him. So we'll see how it goes. The process is what I want to see. I want to see what they do. They have to be given a chance. This is going to be their first run at drafting, and it's going to be a lot of buildup. We'll have to see what transpires. But I am excited about a new beginning. I want to see the process unfold. So for that, I am excited. But this is where we are, folks. This is where we are. Like it or you don't like it, it's what you got. So Jeff Hafley, congratulations. Welcome to Miami's dysfunctional family. I hope you can turn this thing around. Definitely going to be a culture shock as far as weather. I mean, you're going from frigid Green Bay to the warm South Florida weather. And hey, when in Rome, that's what we're going to go with right now, because welcome to Southern Green Bay. That is what we are right now. And again, I am excited. I want to see, obviously, who his coordinators are going to be. I'm excited about seeing how hands-on he's going to be with the defense, or is he going to bring in a defensive coordinator to take care of that and call defensive plays. We'll see how all that transpires. A lot to dive into. So we'll see how it goes. And that's why, again, you rip up the past, you're starting the future, and that is where we are. They have to be given the opportunity and the chance. And I think, again, next year it's kind of a wash. If we have a good year, great. But I'm not expecting a good year next year. A quarterback is not going to be on our roster this year. I don't think. I don't think our future quarterback is going to be on the roster this year. But it's going to be interesting to see who they bring in. Do they keep anybody? I'm thinking maybe Quinn Ewers, but I don't think he's safe. I think they may bring in a whole competition for quarterback. Do they draft one? Who knows? I'm not happy with the draft class, but you can always get that Brett Favre, Tom Brady. Of course, nobody else comes to my mind right now, but there's a lot of good draft picks that were in the later rounds at quarterback. That's just the only two that comes up off the top of the noggin. So you can leave a comment and tell me who I'm missing. Just nobody's popping in my head. But there has been way more than those two picked late in the draft. Just the first two that popped in my head. So who knows? You know, you can always get a diamond in the rough. But again, this is where we're sitting. Let me know. Do you like it? I'm excited. I'm excited. Is it who I would pick? No, it wasn't. But I didn't expect Miami to get who I would pick. Again, offensive coordinator for Seahawks or Shula from the Rams, I would have probably taken over Halfley. But again, they would have been first-time head coaches as well. You could make the argument McDermott could have come in. Mike Tomlin, I would take in a heartbeat, but I don't even think he'll coach this year. I think he will head into the broadcast booth. I think he will coach again. I do think Tomlin will coach again. I just don't think it's going to be within the next year or two. I think he needs a little time away, going from the things that I've heard. John Harbaugh, obviously, I wanted John Harbaugh. I know a lot of people kind of was starting to turn their nose at John and what he wanted, but he is a proven head coach. Now, my biggest argument for that is the same with McDermott. Because, again, John Harbaugh had a better roster to not go to a championship game than, say, Tomlin. Same with McDermott. You've had Josh Allen as your quarterback, which, now, I'm the first one, so don't call me out on it. I am not sold on the best quarterback is always going to the Super Bowl. It takes more than just quarterback. And Josh Allen, like I've said before, he has drugged the Bills to the playoffs, kicking and screaming since he got there. But a quarterback is only as good as his surrounding supporting cast. So those are my arguments against McDermott. Of course, Harbaugh. Again, I would love to have Tomlin. I just don't think he's going to coach this year. If he does, then, you know, oh well, we missed on it. But I would have loved to have had Tomlin. I love him as a head coach. But again, the process is the most important thing now. Now everybody has to put on their patient pants and relax and see where it goes. Don't judge immediately. Let the process play out. Guys, hopefully the Dolphins have made a good decision. I hope you guys make good decisions. And fins up.